I'm Tim Herrera with the Sacramento County Office of Education with another one of our teacher profiles. We're visiting now with Reginald Harris, one of 2 Teachers of the Year from the Twin Rivers Unified School District. Thanks for joining us.
Nice to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you teach and what you teach.
I teach with the Twin Rivers Unified School District at Grant Union High School, home of the Mighty Mighty Pacers. And I'm the department chair for physical education.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your day. What do you do, and how do you feel that what you do has an impact on your students?
One, I bring creativity. I bring a level of comfort to students where they don't feel intimidated by me. I'm approachable, and I create a learning environment that's very diverse, because we all have different types of learning modalities and students, where I concentrate on the individual, not just the whole class when I teach a unit.
So tell us how long you've been teaching.
I've been teaching now for about 19 years, and well, I've seen some changes over those years.
Like what?
One is the social skills in students today because of technology. And students today are not, outside playing as you and I both played when we were young. You don't see kids out there, and there's a drastic increase in obesity in adolescence that is a big problem, especially when you have Sacramento as one of the top 10 in the state as far as level of obesity.
So part of your job then is to kind of try to maybe change the lifestyle.
Oh yes, first you have to teach.
Yeah.
Teach wellness and living an active lifestyle and eating the right food. So it's pretty it's a pretty big feat to hurdle when you're trying to connect with the community.
Now that seems like a big challenge, dealing with that. Are there other challenges you face as a teacher working with students today?
Yes. One will be, going back to those social skills. Students today, again, the MTVs, the BETs, they're not distinguishing the difference between realist and superficial or entertainment per se. And so kids tend to, seek to prioritize their priorities in other avenues instead of investing into themselves. And we as educators must get them to understand the importance of education and being able to survive after high school.
Getting kids to think beyond just the 4 walls of the school.
Exactly. And so I tell my kids, all the time, you're either going to use these or this when you become my age. So which one you want to use? But no matter what you choose, you're still going to revert back to education, whether it's getting a certification in plumbing, whether it's getting a certification in cosmetology. No matter what it is, you're going to have to hurdle education.
So how do you motivate some of these kids that are really the tough to reach students?
Well, I set up, realistic projects, such as, for example, I have the kids look in the newspaper and the classifieds, and I may have them, pick out an apartment they want or a house, pick out a car they want, and then pick a career field they want to get into. Now, you take those things, and then they get firsthand information as to what you have to do to get there. So not only am I setting short terms, but also setting up long terms and getting them to understand those things and stay on the right path. And instead of, venturing off as we all have when we were teenagers, just to know. And, like I said, those type of projects get those kids in a position where they're sitting there like, maybe I need to change, you know, and start investing in myself. So in essence, I give them an academic plan.
Well, and a life plan if they're looking ahead to what it would take to get an apartment or to be an adult.
Yes. And so when they realize that, and they're sitting there and, you know, they're walking out my classroom like, man, I really got to change my ways. You know, D's and F's is a display of my character. And I tell them, would you hire yourself if you had F's and D's? And they said, no. I said, so
why should someone hire you then?
Why should somebody hire you?
Well, okay, motivating the students is one thing. What about the families, getting them involved?
Well, I connect with the families through email, telephone call, or I just get in my car, knock on that door. And that's the type of person I am. You know, if I, you know, sometimes we get the wrong numbers or they may have moved or what have you, but I'm not gonna make an excuse. I'm gonna connect with that parent.
And when you make that connection, tell me how that makes a difference.
Oh, a big difference, because now the parent knows that I'm on their side. I'm part of their team, and together we can uplift their child to become, you know, very successful.
So what made you become a teacher? What motivated you to do this? What brought you here?
Well, you know, if those teachers that I had in elementary school could see me now, they'll probably turn in their grave. I was one of those problem childs. You know, I'm from Virginia, so I went to every elementary school there was in the city of Norfolk, Virginia, because they labeled me as, you know, the Ritalin. They had me on Ritalin. They labeled me having a learning disability and, you know, just uncontrollable. So, you know, it wasn't that. What it was the teacher gave me a task that I could do without even thinking about it. And so now, while everybody else is working diligently on a certain problem or assignment, I'm already done, and I need to move. I got, you know. So what happens is they didn't identify that. They couldn't see that. But yet they'll have problems why they couldn't push me into those special classes as far as having a learning disability. I didn't have a learning disability. I was very hyper, yes. But did you ever think to change your teaching modality for a person that already understands the assignment that you're assigned for students? And that's all it was. So
it made you realize that you wanted to be a teacher plus to deal with the individual, not
yes.
as a group.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, you know, at first when I was in my undergrad, I was a finance major, you know, because my mother, she's a CPA. And so, you know, I was in that class and I was like, whew, you know. So I said, you know what? I went to my old neighbor and I visited her and she lived to be 109. And I always used to cut her grass every time I come home. And I said, you know, Miss Jones, I just don't understand what I'm gonna do for a career. I don't know. She said, what do you enjoy doing? You have to pick something that you're gonna enjoy when you wake up every morning. And I thought about it, and I said, man, I've been doing this youth sports program every year. And I really enjoyed that. And it was connecting with children and seeing those smiles when they did something correct. And that's what it was. And so when I thought about it and I went back and I told my mom I'm gonna be an educator, I'm gonna be a PE teacher. She looked at me and she said, say what? I said, yes, Mom, that's what I'm gonna do. And you know what? She said, hey, if that's your passion, son. And she sees it today and she's like, because I come home and I'm never stressed. I'm never stressed, never. Because I enjoy waking up, put my clothes on, and going to school to teach those kids.
Well, it sounds like you made the right career choice.
I sure did.
We've been speaking with Reginald Harris, who is one of 2 Teachers of the Year from the Twin Rivers Unified School District. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.